So hello guys, we're back with Jite on how to get started with Upwork. Remember in the first video we're introduced to Jite. If you haven't watched it, the link is up here. Make sure you click to get started so that you understand the second part of the video. Jite is a freelancer on Upwork who has earned over $30,000 working over the last 3 years. Convert that to Naira. So on this second episode, we're going to be talking about searching for jobs on Upwork. A lot of freelancers search for jobs they don't qualify for, and then they're not happy when they don't get the jobs. So I'm going to be asking Jite some questions, and she's going to be walking us through how to successfully land
jobs,
your first job and other jobs on Upwork. Jite,
yeah,
let's talk about searching for jobs on Upwork. How do I search for jobs? Do I just see jobs and then apply for any kind of jobs? How do I successfully search for jobs on Upwork?
On Upwork, the first thing I'll mention is there are 3 sections, or 4. There are 4 sections when searching for a job. The first is your general dashboard. You would see list of jobs, I think, based on the categories in your profile, your skill set. You see a list of jobs there. Then there's the recommended and best matches, still on the dashboard, but they are beside that. Yeah. If you're on mobile, just, I think there's a button there that you need to, I'm not sure my network is great, you need to click on. You see a drop down to choose best matches or recommended jobs.
We have to record our screen much later.
Yes,
and then
to show you that. So for the best matches, Upwork could show you jobs based on, I think, previous jobs that you have gotten. So as a new person, that will probably be based on your skill set, your hourly rates, and those things you have placed on your profile. Best matches are recommended as stuff similar, but you know, it all depends. And then the general profile, all the skills you place in when applying. Then the fourth part is the search. You can search in the search area where there you see all the jobs that I just posted. So you would have filters to let's say you want to take out those looking for rates that are like $1 an hour, and you can't end that, take that out in the search area. So
that means the filter, you filter
out what you don't want here in the search.
So what do you think are the best things to filter out?
First, earnings. Their clients, because when they are uploading a job, when you're posting a job post on Upwork, you'd have to put in things like how long did you expect the person to work, if the person's an expert, intermediate, beginner. There are points where you also put in things like hourly rate range, or if it's a fixed job, your budget, skills, so you can filter what you want in those areas so that you can only see what you want to see or what you want to apply for. Okay,
so before you go ahead, I'll pause you there. What's the difference between an hourly rate job and a fixed job?
An hourly rate job, they pay you based on your hours. Fixed rate job, you can say, okay, let's say the client comes to me, I want you to do this for me. You can say it costs this amount in total. So for a fixed rate job, what the client will do is create a milestone on Upwork, and when you are done, you submit for the milestone to be approved, and if the client loves it, they approve the milestone and you get your money. But for hourly rate job, there are 2 types. There's the manual hours, and there's the timed ones. So for the timed hours, I think you will need a laptop or a computer to download Upwork's desktop time tracker, and Upwork's time tracker will take screenshots of what you're doing, check your keyboard, your mouse movement. That way, the good thing about that kind of job is even if the client runs away, let's say they take out their card from Upwork, Upwork will pay you because they can prove you actually worked. But for manual timing, you just input how many hours you worked. Upwork does not track anything. So it depends on your agreement with the client. If the client allows manual time, that's fine.
Okay, thanks for that. So let's go back to filters. So you talked about searching, filtering stuff out. So after I filter, what do I do?
What next is read the job description. Read it carefully. The truth is, when clients write job descriptions, they know what they want to see. They have already written certain things in job description that they need to see in your application, and if you don't have it, you're going nowhere.
Okay.
So there are some clients I would say, for example, you must mention this word in your application. Mention it as the first word in your cover letter. That way they'll be sure you actually saw it. Then
they do that.
They do that. They check for, if, for example, let's say they wrote a very long description. They want to be sure that you read everything.
True.
So maybe at the end they'll just say, if you're to ensure you read everything, just write this. They'll just one word that probably it's a basic thing, but you need to have it in there. Then 2, I gotta read the job description. Check if it's something you can do. That is something you can deliver, because if you just apply for a job because of money and you deliver bad quality work, it's going to affect your profile. After the job is over, the client is going to rate you, and if they give you 1 star, especially as a new person, your chances of getting another job
forever and ever
you will not get. So it's best you only apply for jobs that you are sure you can deliver. Then check the client's reviews. If the client has done things before, check what other freelancers are saying about the client. If they're all saying this is a terrible client, he or she doesn't
no go area.
After the job they'll start giving you extra things for the same amount of money, don't bother applying. If everybody's saying the same thing about one person, your own experience will not be different. Don't just bother. You're just going to stress yourself. But if you like stress, go ahead. So that's that. Then there are certain other things that clients can also add in job descriptions, like places. So, for example, they may only want someone in their state or in certain countries for some reasons. For example, with some virtual assistant jobs, you might see maybe just only Philippines, probably because of the time, because they want you to work at the same hours that they are in the office, because they need. But there are some jobs that it doesn't really matter when you work, or so, and there are some that they just like, maybe they've had good experiences with freelancers from that country, so they only want people in that country. You are likely not going to get that job if someone else from that country applies and is as good as you are. Then there's also, I think, GSS core earnings as well. So they may also put things like you must have earned at least this amount on Upwork, and check all those things. Some clients take it seriously, some do not. But the truth is, when you apply Upwork, in the client part of it, the client can see that you don't have what they need. Because I've also been a client on Upwork and I've seen the client side of it. Upwork recommends freelancers to clients, and if you do not fit those categories, you would not show up as a recommended freelancer. The only reason why a client would then view your cover letter is if you recommended freelancer, they don't like them. So you just ensure that you tick all the boxes. Of course, if you're a new person and you have seen that just maybe one tiny thing, like let's say the earnings is what's holding you back, you could still choose to apply. You could be lucky enough to get the job, but you'd have to show things to prove that you are good enough. For example, looking at clients' questions, depending on how you answer, you could then get the opportunity.
We'll get to the client question. So my second question is this: which is the most important? Because I know that when you're filling some client questions when you apply for jobs on Upwork, there's this cover letter part, and then there's the client question part. Which is the most important? And I also want you to talk about the cover letters. You know, here in Nigeria, our idea of cover letters is writing an episode of, you know, of your job experience over the last few years. But I know that on Upwork it is very different. So which is important, most important, the client's questions or the cover letter, and how long should the cover letters be?
Well, I'll start with the one that's most important before I go to how long. I would say I won't call it a flaw, but it's something that if you haven't been a client before on Upwork, you as a freelancer, I made that mistake myself, that the cover letter portion in the freelancer part is before the client questions. But on the client side of it, they see your answers to their questions first before your cover letter. So, and the thing is, when you have exhausted all your creative energy in writing a great cover letter and you get to the questions, you may just end up just saying yes, no, just one-liners, not really showing proof that you have done great things. So when the client is seeing your responses, you have maybe 3 questions, your answers are just, they may not want to read that great cover letter of yours. So what has worked for me is first going to the client questions, answer them first before you go back to your cover letter. You can still repeat the things you said in the answers to the client questions in your cover letter, but focus 200% on the client's questions. Those are the things they'll see first. Show proof. if they just say, okay, have you done this before, instead of just saying yes, say yes, then show that you have done it. Tell them this is what you did, this is, let's say, what the client said, the reviews on your profile, or this is the result. Just show proof. Try to impress them. Then you go into your cover letter. Then for cover letter length, there's no perfect length, but the job description can help you.
Okay.
If the job description is very short, let's say you're saying 3-4 lines, most times that client is not willing to read something long if they're not wanting to write anything long. And depending on the language they use, there are some companies that will post on Upwork, they'll write like the normal Nigerian type job description, these are skills, these are those kinds. They may be okay with the kind of cover letters that you are used to writing for Nigerian jobs, but the ones that are less professional about that, be more casual with them. Okay. But do not use silly language, obviously, in a professional environment. Yeah. So to try to personalize. That's why I said check the client reviews. You'll see other freelancers probably mention the client's name, that John or whatever has been great. So when you're writing your cover letter, personalize it. You can say maybe hello John. So instead of saying my name is this, they can already see your name. You don't need to add that at the beginning. Just go straight to what you have done. Probably you can write how many years experience you have, that's your choice, but go straight into what you have done, why you are the best person for that position. Go straight into that. Then list your results if you have them, or if you don't even have them, if you are okay, since you're a new person, you would not have had reviews on your so you can just list your own results. That's why as a someone going into freelancing, you need to have something working for you. Let's say something personal that you have. It could be, let's say, a WordPress blog, for example, if you're into writing. So you can show that as proof to the client that you know how to do this. The only jobs that those things are not needed are jobs where the client will write beginners are invited to apply. This is a low paying job, this $5 for this thing that should be $100, but we want beginners. So that could help you get, let's say, your first few reviews on Upwork. For those, the clients already just show that you can do the job and you'll be fine. Okay, so when you talked about having something to do, so do you mean that in your cover letter you can share your portfolio, link to your website, link to your Jite Omare account, link to designs that you have created depending on what you do? Yes. All right. You need to have something else. Imagine if you want to hire someone to design a website for you, you would want to see that the person has done something before. So you need to show that you can do this, that you are good at it. Okay, and that brings me to my next question, which is about the profile. How important is the profile, your profile on Upwork, to your success as a freelancer? Because I know that on Upwork you have you're entitled to like 3 profiles. Yes. You have the general and then 2 specialized profiles. And then in those profiles you can put in, you have the opportunity to put in your portfolio, things that you have done. So you're also a client on Upwork. How important is that to you as a freelancer and as a client? Well, as a freelancer, I would not be able to really say if clients have checked my profile, but I believe your profile is important because as a client, I have checked every person I've hired. I have checked their profile. The advantage of that is they can see if you are not new to Upwork, they can see reviews from previous clients. They don't see it in your application. They only see it when they click on your profile. Oh, okay. So then they can see if you have been great or not. Okay. So all they might see on your application is this person has earned this in similar jobs. Then Upwork will show them the similar jobs that you have earned that. So if they click on your profile, they can see every other thing. Okay. Yeah. So checking the reviews, then the advantage of your profile description is not really when you apply for the job. That is great. You need to have it great. But it also helps you with opportunities that you did not apply for. Okay. I don't know if you have been invited for jobs to apply on Upwork. Most of all the jobs I've done of Upwork have been by invitation. Yeah. The reason why they did that is because of what they saw on your profile. So when you search for, let's say, social media marketer on Upwork as a client, they'll give you a list of suggested people. You look at their profile because of what they have in the description and probably previous jobs that you now want to invite them to apply for your job. So you need to still have your description great, and clients will still check it. Then for those specialized profiles, they help you with applying to stand out for some jobs. Okay. If like me, I'm a content writer and I'm an SEO specialist on Upwork. If I was to apply for an SEO job, there are other people applying as well. But if I use my general profile that is both the content and SEO, I may not stand out compared to someone else that is just an SEO person.
Sure.
So, but if I use my specialized profile showing, SEO specialist, they'll see that straight away. That's my headline, and that could help me get that job.
Okay. So, this is not part of the question, but I just want to know, how long should your profile be?
Your description.
Your profile as a freelancer, how long should it be?
The description of your profile, right?
Yes.
Just like the cover letter, there's no perfect length. The most important thing is how persuasive it is. And just to explain, it would help you if you're not a good or a creative writer. It would help if you look at other profiles on Upwork. Look at the top guys that are earning big money. Look at how their profile is. That would help you in crafting your own.
Don't copy and paste.
Don't copy and paste. The person may see yours and another person and know that it's a copy work. So just try to see things from the client's part. What would they be looking for? They're looking for someone that can write because they want to grow probably engagement. They want more people to comment on their site, or they want more traffic on their site. Write all those things into your profile. Show that you can create content that their customers will love. Show that you can do this and they'll be satisfied with the results that you give them. So those things you need to show in your job description.
All right, so the final question: what do I do when I apply for jobs and I wait on the clients? Pray, leave, or just, what do I do?
If you apply, relax. If you are waiting, your high blood pressure will just be going up for nothing because you don't know if you actually get the job. The only jobs, if a client, let's say you apply, a client responds to your application, you're already in the interview stage. So if from the interview stage you can see that the client is saying, oh, let's try and see how it goes, there's no job offer, you can then follow up. If there's a, let's say, New Year, wish them Happy New Year, follow up on that job. But in cases where you just apply, do not overthink it. Just move on and go to apply for that jobs, because you might apply for 10 jobs and not get any. You might apply for 50 and get just one. But if you are thinking too much on all of them, you end up being discouraged fast. And once you are discouraged, you would not, no zeal to even apply for anything. And it might help you, if you're not getting jobs at that point, to look at other things as well. Look at Facebook groups, look at other areas that you could get, stuff that you could be doing while still applying for, opportunities on freelancing platforms.
All right, that's a wrap on this episode on searching for jobs on Upwork, and still have Jite Omare here. So in our next episode, I know you guys have been waiting for that part. We're going to be talking about money. Jite is going to tell us how she made $30,000 and how you can also make $30,000 on Upwork. So yes, Jite and Olamide sign out. But before we sign out, Jite, what do you tell them to do?
Subscribe. That way you can know when the next video comes out.
All right,
subscribe to this channel.
So yes, Jite and Olamide signing out.
All right, bye.